It's still a test lab, but it's a vision of the future. Computer centers with fast data highways. In Düsseldorf, Vodafone is running simulations of how fast the internet should be. But it's different in the real world, where Germany is lagging behind when it comes to grid expansion. Vodafone's chief strategist, Anna Dimitrova, is responsible for setting the expansion goals of Germany's second-largest network operator. But the manager doesn't want to reveal what exactly those plans are.
Everyone's talking about high-speed internet and broadband expansion. The European Commission, the German government, Vodafone, and I think they're right to. The reason I say that, and what we have to do with it, is that digitization, or digital progress, is the driving force behind the development of society. And behind that is infrastructure, meaning the networks.
And in the future, that network will be made of fiber-optic cables, which would make internet connections at least 20 times faster. And it's the large service providers that will do the bulk of the expansion. They want to invest 8 billion euros this year. But small companies will also be involved, like internet service provider Inexio from the state of Saarland. The company has 5,000 kilometers of its own network. Small potatoes compared to the big players. But company head David Zimmer isn't daunted. He's expanding the network in the underserved rural areas of Germany, where most German companies are located. That costs a lot, and he can't be sure if the investment will pay off.
So we have to make sure that these rural locations are maintained, because it's not about private customers, but rather the companies that are located there, and which truly do have a competitive disadvantage. We don't want businesses to all have to move to Frankfurt, Cologne, Berlin, or wherever.
So the company is expanding the network across the country, with 40 construction sites ongoing. Just a few more days, and the connection will be completed. Workers use compressed air to blow the kilometers of cable into the earth. They have laid 7 kilometers of fiber-optic cable in 2 months at a cost of 2.5 million euros. That means site supervisor Jens Schemel has to budget very carefully. It will all be worth it if he can keep his clients for 8 to 10 years.
Of course, there are blank spots on the map, which have so far been neglected by everyone. We try to get them connected, but it's often just not economically feasible if there are only private households that we can connect. So we try to combine projects and see if we can get a business customer connected too.
For instance, an airport that doesn't have high-speed internet, like the regional airport in Saarbrücken. It's difficult to do anything without modern technology, and passengers are annoyed when the internet is slow. For airport manager Thomas Schuck, it's a recurring frustration.
We have critical data situations with international exchanges, but we have 500,000 passengers here each year who use modern data structures. That's just standard. So it's essential for us in terms of our daily operations, as well as having the international technical standards.
Inexio wants to lay 300 kilometers of fiber-optic cables each year. The company's advantage is that it's smaller and more flexible than its big competitors. It already has 50,000 customers.
We do what we can, and I think that we're on a good path. We constantly have 40 to 50 projects that we're verking on concurrently, so we do our part. And if the others do theirs, then it will move forward.
The goal is a nationwide high-speed internet grid. So companies like Inexio and Vodafone certainly have a lot of work ahead.